Hi guys, it's Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today we've got a couple things to do. We're announcing the Patreon winner for, the first part of 2020. So this is the December winner that gets announced in January. And so I've got an announcement for that. Before I do that, and before I do an unboxing, which comes at the end, and the unboxing will start here. Some people have been asking me, Ganzo. You picked Ganzo as the winner. What do you like so much about Ganzo? Let me talk about the first knives that got me hooked on Ganzo. This is the first knife, not this exact one, but this model is the first knife that got me hooked on Ganzo. This is the G704. It's now available as the F704, but even that, it's been out of production for a little while. It's hard to find. You can find the black one at PowerCutlery. And I've got a link for it down below. And it's just a very, very comfortable knife in my hand. It came in the most colors that Ganzo's ever done. I had every single one of the colors in my collection. And due to various issues, I needed some money and I had to sell all of them off. I've still got the red one. The red one at that time was the most rare. And so I kept the red one. It's a bead blast blade, drop point, nice thumb riser with good grip. It's just a very comfortable knife in hand, and it works very, very well. Another knife that I like is this guy right here. This one's also still available. This is the G750. These little lines here used to have yellow phosphorescent. If you charged them up with lots of light in the dark, they would glow a little bit, just a very, very tiny bit. But it's very, very comfortable in hand. This one's good for big hands. Some jimping back here. I've got between large and extra large hands, and look how much knife handle is left. So somebody with really big hands, this is good. The biggest one they have is the G740. It has the biggest handle. That's also a good knife. So these are still available, and they're down below. A lot of people like the G752 because it comes to a very good point, or the G752M, which is a smaller version of it. That's a nice knife that's also still available. But from the older ones, this is before they started doing D2 and everything in 2019, the oldest one that I really like that's not available anywhere, at least not anywhere that I know of, is this guy. Let me put those other ones down. This is an awesome knife. You've got a fuller up here. Oh, it's the G752. You've got a stonewash blade. You've got G10 handle scales. The liners become bolsters. So it's one piece of steel. This piece of steel is also the liner. Bit of a backspacer. Deep carry. So you can have tip up carry or tip down carry. That's the only thing that's not the greatest. I don't like that there's a hole there. I would have liked this a little bit better if it was just the tip up carry without that hole there. Or if I can find a plate that fits in there, I'm going to find a plate that and screw it in there. I might have to create my own plate to fit in there and fill that in. But just the blade shape, it's again a nice drop point blade. Not too much unlike this one, at least not the tip part of it, like the majority of it, very much the same. And it's got the nice touch with a fuller. It rises up right there for your thumb for the jimping. You've got thumb stud or flipper deployment, whichever one you want. And great action washers. Beautiful, beautiful knife. If you ever find this in stock and you can get them, go for it. Get these. Just know that one thing, you've got the pivot screws. There's a big side and a small side. Do not unscrew the small side. It's a fixed pivot pin. I've messed up that pin on several of my knives. I stripped it out. because these blue anodized screws from Ganzo are a little bit soft. So you take it out, you take it apart using the big side. Very comfortable in hand. You've got a little bit of a protection on the back for your handle, so your hand doesn't slide out. And of course, at the beginning, there's a nice guard. I really, really like this knife an awful lot. It might be my favorite Ganzo. No, this one's my favorite. I'm not sure. Okay, now let's get to the Patreon supporter of the month. Patreon supporters really help out my channel an awful lot. Every month they donate $2 or more per month, and that gets processed at the beginning of the following month, and it helps out my channel a lot. Every month I get the list of who supported me through Patreon, and I do a random draw. I go to Google and I type in random number, and a random generator number comes up. You click the big generate button and you generate a number. You choose, this month I had 35 supporters, so between 1 and 35, I hit generate and the number 11 came up. So I went to my Patreon page and I'll show you a picture of it. I've got some of that grayed out so you can't see all the details of everybody's names. And I counted down to the 11th person, and it's Derek. Derek, congratulations. You have won the very first knife of 2020. And I already emailed Derek, and he chose that beautiful green Tucson knife. Usually I let them pick from the, well, always I let them pick from the knives that I reviewed, the previous month. So the knives I reviewed in December, Derek got to choose, and he's getting that beautiful green knife. And I always send them a bonus as well. So congratulations to Derek. If you want to become a Patreon supporter, go to patreon.com/CCE, and you can choose to support me. And if you're doing it just so that you can be in the random draw, thanks, but no thanks. I've had some people, they get in there, and as soon as they've won the random draw, well, this happened twice actually, both times in 2018. And they won the random draw, and then they stopped supporting me. If that's why you're supporting me, I don't want your support. If you want to support me, I want to give back to you by giving you that random draw. That's how I want to do it. Generosity, positivity, good stuff, good vibes all around, going both ways. That's what I like. Now, let's get to the unboxing. So I'll open this upside down because I haven't covered up the address on the other side. So we'll see. The TS123. I like this slip joint a lot. I just got this knife very recently, so no video yet, but you will get a video on this soon enough. I got to turn my light on over here, don't I? That's a bit better. Ah, yes, some Sanrenmu stuff. There we go. And yeah, oil's dripping. GearBest has been shipping the Sanrenmu fixed blades with a little bit of oil, and they tend to leak. You can see I've lost half the oil here already. Also comes with this microfiber cloth and the lanyard. But shipped to Canada. We've got two fixed blades. We've got this little guy, and then we've got this bigger one. So the bigger one, that's not inside the box, and the box wasn't inspected by Canada Customs or anything. So when you buy your knife, and this is the model S725P5, when you get yours, it may or may not come with this stuff depending on where you buy it. If you buy it from GearBest, it'll probably come with this. So let's open this first. This is a newer, not super new, but a newer knife from Sanrenmu. There's 3, maybe 4 different color options on this. I got just the most simple one that they make. And you can carry it as a neck knife, or you can use this as a protector in your pocket. Let's get this camera to focus again. So this is like an ABS plastic, and then you've got a chain. There's an LED in it. So that's kind of gimmicky, but almost cool too. And of course, you can take it apart and change the battery if you need to. And it's just a little knife. This one's called the Violet. You can get these in a black wash. You can get it with colored accents. Well, I'll show you some pictures. A little neck knife. And let's put this in here. I'm assuming it goes this way. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Actually, retention's pretty good. A little bit of a lanyard with a couple beads. So, interesting little knife, very budget friendly, but I like reviewing everything that Sanrenmu makes. So, there you go. Actually feels fairly sharp. Good. We'll be doing a review of that someday. Not too far from now, I hope. I don't like these kind of boxes, so I tend to use a knife to lift these parts up. It's just easier to open it without getting a little paper cut. At least for me, I get paper cuts so easily on these things. Now, if you've seen the unboxing, there's another fixed blade that I got from Sanrenmu recently. I think I also bought that one through GearBest. Yes, I did. And it's a fixed blade that's a little bit different. This one, that one's a stone wash, actually a black wash, also comes in stone wash. This satin finish has got much more of a point here, so better for piercing if you need to. And actually, that feels very comfortable. This hole in here is kind of different. I've reviewed some other Sanrenmu knives that have a hole like this in it last summer before last, so a year and a half ago. Inset lanyard hole, that's a little bit nicer on this one. And this is 14C28N instead of the 8CR13 MOV like the other knife is that I got to review. But I prefer the way the sheath hangs on the other one better than this. This is okay for a belt. I like that it clicks and goes into, I think there's 6 or 7 different positions where this belt loop goes on to, because I've had knives from Sanrenmu that do this before. Big standoff here. Actually, I think I might like it without the standoff at all. But then this might not be able to rotate because this gets big here. But we'll see. We'll do a review on this. Other handle versions on it. They've got multicolored G10 handle versions. I'll show you a picture. So yeah, some nice Sanrenmu fixed blade stuff. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And remember, guys, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb. Bye for now.